Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Wednesday, March 16th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick little recap, talking about yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, going over the injuries in play for tonight's slate. It is a 12-game slate overall, so there's going to be a lot of news, a lot of injuries coming out throughout the day, and then talking about my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings as well. But without further ado, we'll get started off with the recap of yesterday's picks. We are going to start off on the DraftKings side. We're going to start off with Tyus Jones. $3,400 was in that starting lineup without John Morant yesterday, looking for 17 points on. Got to 28.5, so he was a hit. At shooting guard, we had RJ Hampton, $3,400. Ended up starting in place of Jalen Suggs. This game was a blowout. RJ Hampton did not play the best. He got to 12.25 points. We're looking for 17 points on, so he was a miss, only 2 for 8 shooting from the field yesterday. Small forward, we had Dylan Brooks, $4,900, looking for 25 points on. Got to 20.75. He was a miss. He only ended up playing 24 minutes in this game. 3 for 12 shooting, and this game was a blowout, so really affected him overall there. If he plays normal minutes, if the game's not a blowout, he probably pays off for his price tag. Power forward, we had Jalen Smith, $5,500, looking for 28 points at him. Got to 28.5, so he was a hit, not too much to say there. And then last but not least, we had Andre Drummond, $5,800, looking for 29 points at him. He got to 18, he was a miss. Only ended up playing 18 minutes in this game. A little bit of foul trouble, a little bit of blowout there too, so not the best day for Andre Drummond overall, but if he plays normal minutes, probably pays off for his price tag once again. And then on the FanDuel side, we had Tyus Jones once again, $4,200, looking for 21 points out. He got to 28.4, so he was ahead on FanDuel as well. Shooting guard, we had Cole Anthony. He was $5,800, looking for 29 points out. He got to 32.3, so he was a good hit as well. Back down to Dylan Brooks once again, $5,000, looking for 25 points out. Got to 22.2. He was a miss, but once again only played 24 minutes, 3 for 12 shooting, and a blowout yesterday. Then we had Jeremy Grant at $5,800, looking for 29 points out. He got to 35.8, so he was a hit as well. And then last but not least, we had Andre Drummond at $5,500. Looking for 28 points out. He got to 17.2. Once again was a miss, only played 18 minutes. Game was a blowout and a little bit of foul trouble in the time that he did end up playing yesterday. So kind of a hit or miss day overall yesterday. I'll be right back at it today, obviously, with this 12-game slate, hopefully for a little bit better results than yesterday. But with that being said, we'll get moving over into the injuries in play for tonight's slate. So like I already mentioned, it is a 12-game slate. We do have 3 games starting right at 7 o'clock today. So right off the bat, we're going to know a lot of news. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they are all the way healthy at this point in time. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're without Jarrett Allen, Rajon Rondo, and Dean Wade. So probably looking at a similar starting lineup to what we saw the last time out. For the Denver Nuggets, Carr, Murray, and Porter are all out once again. Zeke, Najee, Aaron Gordon, both listed as questionable. Gordon ended up playing the last game, and Najee ended up missing. There looks like JaMychal Green is listed as a game-time decision as well, but expected to play. For the Washington Wizards, they are all the way healthy. For the Atlanta Hawks, John Collins is out once again, but it looks like Danilo Gallinari should be back tonight. So we'll see if he plays or not. If he doesn't play, then obviously DeAndre Hunter looks a little bit better. Some of these other guys are going to look a little bit better, but if Gallinari plays, he could be a potential value on tonight's slate. For the Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward out once again. James Bouknight not listed here, so I do expect that he's back. Whether or not he's in the rotation could be a whole nother question for tonight's game. Then we move down to the Dallas Mavericks, who are without Reggie Bullock, Marquise Chris, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Teo Penson. So we'll see ends up starting in place of Reggie Bullock tonight. Is it Spencer Dinwiddie in that starting lineup? Is it somebody else? Maybe Josh Green. Definitely could be Josh Green, probably based on how the Mavericks have played so far this year. Maybe they keep Dinwiddie off the bench. We'll just have to see. Then for the Brooklyn Nets, obviously LaMarcus Aldridge, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons are all out tonight. Seth Curry and Cam Thomas, both listed as questionable to play. Both ended up missing last night's game. So it could be a little bit of value overall there on that Nets team. We move down to the Portland Trailblazers, who are without Eric Bledsoe, Damian Lillard, Didi Lozana, Joseph Nurkic, and Anthony Simons. Justice Winslow is listed as questionable to play tonight, so we'll see if he's back or not. Maybe if he's back, he could be a potential value if he's not on a minutes limit. For the New York Knicks, we got Quentin Grimes, Nerlens Noel, and Derrick Rose all out once again, so no real changes there at this point in time. For the Phoenix Suns, Frank Kaminsky, Ledberg, Chris Paul, Dario Saric, all listed as out, and Cam Johnson listed as questionable. We'll see if he's back tonight or not. Then for the Houston Rockets, we got John Wall out once again, and Eric Gordon's listed as questionable. Obviously, Usman Garuba ended up playing in that last game after missing some time. For the Los Angeles Lakers, we got Anthony Davis, Kendrick Nunn both out. LeBron James listed as questionable, but he's probably going to end up playing. And then Taylor Horton-Tucker listed as a game-time decision, but expected to play. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, we have Jaden McDaniels out tonight. Jared Vanderbilt is questionable, so he could be back. Maybe he's not back. And then we look at some Taurean Prince, Naz Reid, Jordan McLaughlin, and Patrick Beverly, all questionable as well. Moving down to the Oklahoma City Thunder, where they are without Derek Favors, Josh Giddey, Jerome Robinson-Earl, and Kenrich Williams. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is questionable tonight. Obviously, if he doesn't end up playing, there could be some pretty good value on this Oklahoma City team, and there is a very good chance that they get blown out tonight, even though the Spurs are not the best team in the world. For the Spurs, Ketta Bates-Diop, Romeo Langford, and Doug McDermott all out once again, and then Deontay Kayuk is doubtful to play tonight as well. For the Chicago Bulls, Lonzo Ball, Patrick Williams both out. Zach LaVine listed as a game-time decision, but expected to play once again tonight. For the Utah Jazz, Udoka Azubuike, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Daniel House are all listed as out. So we're going to see a different starter in that starting lineup. Trent Forrest is questionable. We'll see who ends up starting tonight. Maybe if Trent Forrest is good enough to go, he'll end up drawing the start. Otherwise, we might see a Rudy Gay. We might see somebody else in that starting lineup for tonight. The Boston Celtics, who were without Aaron Nesmith, so no real changes there. For the Golden State Warriors, Andre Iguodala, Gary Payton both out. And then Andrew Wiggins listed as questionable. He ended up missing the last time. Draymond Green obviously did return, although he did not start in the past game. Then we have the Milwaukee Bucks, who were without Pat Connaughton. Obviously, Brook Lopez did come back, play a little bit in the last game. For the Sacramento Kings, they were without Terrence Davis and Jeremy Lamb once again. For the Toronto Raptors, Malachi Flynn is out, OG Anunoby is doubtful, and Fred VanVleet's listed as questionable, although he did end up playing the previous game. For the Clippers, just Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell, and Jay Preston out, so the main four that have been out for quite some time for them. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Once again, 12-game slate. A lot of injuries that are going to be happening, a lot of news that's going to come out throughout the day. I'll keep you guys as updated as possible. But it definitely could end up affecting our core picks, so definitely be sure you're checking up for that updated core about a half hour prior to lock. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Goran Dragic, $4,200. 2 games ago, we saw him play monster minutes. There's a chance that he plays big minutes once again tonight with no Kyrie Irving. I do expect him to be in that starting lineup. $4,200. Looking for 21 points on him, averaging about 17 on the season, but definitely has a little bit upside for more on tonight's slate. Currently, I'm projected for 23 points. At shooting guard, this is a guy I probably thought I'd never be mentioning for NBA DFS, and it's Lindy Waters, $3,200. Looking for 16 points on him. He's been playing reasonable minutes, been playing reasonably well for a poor Oklahoma City team. Got him projected for about 19 points tonight, so definitely a little cheap value on tonight's slate overall. And small forward, I got DeAndre Hunter at $4,800. This could end up changing based on if Gallinari does end up playing or not tonight. But at $4,800, only looking for 24 points out. Currently, I'm projected for 25, 26 points tonight. At power forward, we have Darius Bazley, $5,600. Looking for 28 points at him. Obviously, if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does not end up playing tonight, he is by far the best player in this Oklahoma City Thunder team. It's probably not even close at that point. Currently, I'm projected for 30 points. Has some upside for more, has some downside for less, but definitely someone I'm interested in on tonight's slate overall. Then last but not least, we have Andre Drummond going right back to the well again today at $5,600. Looking for 28 points on him. Got him projected for 30 points tonight. Obviously, if he plays the minutes, if he stays out of foul trouble and the game's competitive, he's going to look pretty good once again. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you have $26,600 remaining, just over $8,800 per player, so you can definitely pay up for a stud if that's something you want to do. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely something that's viable on this 12-game slate as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Spencer Dinwiddie. $5,500, looking for 27, 28 points at him, right in line with what he's averaging on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 30 points tonight, maybe in that starting lineup, maybe coming off the bench. I don't really care at that point in time. Probably going to play big minutes and be a pretty effective scorer once again for this Dallas Mavericks team. Shooting guard, we're going with a guy that's been relatively inconsistent as of late in Jaylen Brown. $6,800, only looking for 34 points at him, averaging 35.5 on the season. Definitely has some upside there. Should be a pretty competitive game against this Golden State Warriors team. Maybe it's not the best game for Jaylen Brown on paper, but I do like the upside there tonight at $6,800. You're not going to see that price tag very often with Jaylen Brown on the season. Small forward, I'm going with CJ Elleby at $3,800, only looking for 19 points at him. Been starting, been playing all right. And at $3,800, definitely a cheap pay down spot here. I got him projected for 20 points. He might have a little bit upside for more, might have a little downside for less, but definitely something I'm interested in, at least as a cheap flyer on tonight's slate. Then at power forward, going back to Darius Bazley once again, $5,600, looking for 28 points at him, averaging just under 25 on the season. Once again, if there's no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's by far the best player on the team. Could lose some minutes due to blowout in that case, but definitely like the upside of Darius Bazley once again tonight. Currently, I'm projected for 30 points on the FanDuel side as well. Then last but not least, at the center, I was really between Rudy Gobert and Andre Drummond. I figured since I've been picking Andre Drummond so much lately, we'll go with Rudy Gobert this time. He is $7,300. Looking for 36, 37 points out. I'm averaging 41 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 39 points. Going against the Chicago Bulls tonight. Could be an okay matchup against Nikolai Vucevic. Probably getting some rebounds there. Probably getting some points. You know, Rudy Gobert is one of the most consistent centers on a night-to-night basis and at a price down spot. Definitely willing to take some shots on him once again tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players, you'll have $31,000 exactly remaining, just over $7,700 per player. So you could definitely pay up for one stud if you want to do so and kind of mix and match from there. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely viable on tonight's slate as well. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, March 16th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on DraftKings or FanDuel. Definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Heck, if you want to talk a little bit Super Draft, always down to talk some Super Draft as well. JC Money Design and myself will be going live right around 5 o'clock Central Time to talk NBA DFS main slate on Super Draft, as well as the Super Draft Pro contest, which is the Wild 6 contest tonight between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. So definitely be sure to check that out. And then after that, we'll be talking some Super Draft Pro for the PGA DFS golf slate, which will be starting tomorrow morning. And then, as always, I'll be listing all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments below. So definitely be sure you're checking that out throughout the day and as we get closer to lock, as well as my updated core about a half hour prior to lock as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams, talking some dynasty, talking some NFL draft prospects. If you guys did not check out the show last night, check out the offensive followers from the Combine. So this is all based on what I did see at the NFL Combine, talking about guys that didn't live up to expectations there at each position group: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, offensive tackle, and interior offensive lineman. Definitely a fun show. Definitely a lot that I talked about over there, and definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say on my thoughts as well. And then with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.